started this expedition on the north coast at a cave system called El Dudur near Cabrera. The bone deposits are at the far northern side near a second exit called Cueva de Liri. This sinkhole is hidden in the field, and only the original explorers of the system have ever entered or exited through this side. We decided to dive from this side to save ourselves a kilometer swim from the main entrance. This will conserve gas and deco time and will allow us to spend a lot more time in the cave.
One of the wonderful things that we've learned here in the past couple of years is that we can really do very solid collecting of paleontological remains in underwater caverns. This is something entirely new. We've had underwater archaeology looking for artifacts for a couple of decades now. It's turned out to be very productive, but vertebrate paleontologists really haven't used underwater caves as potential sites for finding their fossil material. For the island of Hispaniola, this is the way to do it, because there are very few sites above surface, perhaps none that we know of right now, where there is a sedimentary environment where fossils can be found in the rocks themselves. So it's really going to be underneath the surface where all of this material has accumulated, and we're demonstrating here that it's a viable approach. In fact, it's extremely rich and very cost effective. Alfred Rosenberger from Brooklyn College in New York, and here we are at Padre Nuestro, which is a wonderland of mammalian and vertebrate remains. It's really an extraordinarily rich place, and it seems to be a very, very beautiful cave. One of the beautiful things about finding this material in underground caves is that the preservation is extraordinary. It is very rare when doing normal dirt paleontology, so to speak, to be able to find complete bones that are unbroken. Got many bones, probably several thousand bones, a couple of thousand bones perhaps now. We'll have to sort them according to species later on in the museum as best as we can do that. But dentitions are really very, very important because they have a lot of diagnostic characteristics in them. And then complete bones will be very, very helpful. Here we've got a huge abundance of bones that are perfectly pristine in condition, not damaged whatsoever. And so the information content that we can get out of this approach of finding our fossil specimens underwater is really quite remarkable.
Hello, I'm Dr. Siobahn Cook of Duke University and also of the City University of New York, and we're here in the Alta Gracia region looking at at some vertebrate materials that are coming out of some large caves. So far, mostly have returned bats and then a number of crocodiles, which are really very interesting because they haven't been found in this region before. There's a number of crocodiles that have existed in the past in other parts of the Caribbean, like Cuba. There's a good fossil record, but in the Dominican Republic, less so.
Oleg's bat house was discovered by my friend Oleg Chevchuk. This cave is completely different to any other cave in the Dominican Republic. The walls are made up of layers of striated rock, and the eroded-looking tunnels are exclusive to this cave. The amount of life found in this cave is unprecedented. There are thousands of shrimp, snails, and worms, and a Dominican first, cave-adapted sponges. Any of these species could be endemic to this cave system alone, but I am fairly confident the sponges are. I have never seen that in any other cave.
In the flooded caves, we see really beautiful preservation of the material. The flooded environment has essentially kept it safe from the possibility of breakage, and has allowed a nice layering of the material in these sites. So this is the first time that a significant amount of fossil material is being recovered from these sites in the Dominican Republic. Many of the crocodiles are exquisitely preserved, with teeth still in place, as well as full skulls or cranium, as well as the mandibles. And there are some of the fossils have the vertebrae or the back region preserved.
Silt is everywhere in flooded caves, but unlike in a dry environment, hand-fanning silt in a flooded cave will eventually result in a partial or a total loss of visibility. Silt is the only real limiting factor in looking for paleontological remains in flooded caves. Christian Pitaro of the Dominican Republic Speleological Society designed a simple portable suction device powered by nothing more than compressed air. The very same tanks we use for diving are used to power the device. The device works by creating a pressure differential between the depth the diver is working at and the end of the tube. Compressed air expands in the hose on the way up as pressure decreases and accelerates, creating a powerful suction effect. Only a small amount of air needs to be injected to create a very large amount of suction. A filter can be added to the front of the device to avoid sucking up small material in the hose. Flooded caves are the last remaining frontier of human exploration on Earth. Unseen and untouched since the dawn of geological times, these are bona fide time capsules, where fossil remains lay frozen in time and perfectly preserved. Thanks to flooded cave exploration, science now has access to a vast and previously inaccessible underground network, where many new and exciting discoveries are being made on a regular basis. As cave divers, we consider it a privilege to have the opportunity to contribute information that may one day help to solve the mysteries of Earth's ancient past.